Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I just read Exterminatus by McNeill and it was pretty cool. See what I did there? Because it is about Perturabo? Never mind. Anyways, this novel follows the Iron Warriors as they are convinced by Fulgrim to join them on a quest into the Eye of Terror. Led by a mysterious Eldari seer, they go on a mission to capture the Angel Exterminatus, which is rumored to be a legendary weapon. Meanwhile, we also see some Emperor's Children shenanigans with Lucius, Eidolon and Fabius. We see some tough love amongst the members of the Fort, such as Foryx, Kruger, Falk and some other Storm of Iron characters, but also a surprising amount of Shattered Legion stuff as we follow a group of Iron Hand survivors aboard the Sisypheum. These guys have grouped with a Raven Guard assassin and a Salamander apothecary after surviving the massacre at Istvan. There's a bunch more to it, but in short they go on a quest to stop the traitors from reaching the weapon. Oh yeah, and the weapon is located on a cursed planet in the Eye of Terror. Maybe also important to mention that. So if you want to know if the traitors can get their hands on the weapon, if the Shattered Legionaries will get even more shattered, or how the Iron Warriors turn into their Storm of Iron counterparts, you will have to read this novel for yourself. The best part about this novel is the great but mostly unique portrayal of the Iron Warriors. This novel does not show Perturabo and his sons like some tragic heroes that fell to darkness. It does not try to justify their choices by making it seem as if they tried to do the right thing all along. No, the fort simply has been used and abused for far too long. They are bitter, tired and angry. Perturabo too is no great hero like Dorn or Gilliman. No, he is simply someone whose bucket has finally overflown. Yet despite the bitterness and ruthlessness, we do also see him portray good qualities such as honor and a genuine revulsion at the grotesque acts of the Third Legion. This novel does an excellent job at putting you in the mindset of these ruthless Olympians, giving plenty of telling examples that make you understand their story and how they got there, showcasing their culture and their surprising knack for artistry and construction, which does make you wonder what could have been had anyone bothered to give them a more fitting task. But alas, the pristine sword was blunted on a rock until it broke. Talking about pristine swords, the opposite can be said for the Emperor's Children, who are portrayed as nothing but deluded villains in this novel. Now some scenes are still passable and take a lot of inspiration from Hellraiser, but most of them are way too over the top. Especially the later scenes with Fulgrim read more like a Brazzers porn parody than an actual piece of Warhammer fiction. And I don't mean that in an ew, sexual stuff kind of manner, but more in a T-posing in the air with your dick out during a combat scene is rather ridiculous kind of way. The one exception to this entire thing is probably Fabius. Now he too is portrayed as a complete villain with no redeemable qualities. He's a monster, feared and loathed by both loyalist and traitor alike, but he remains properly scary. We get scenes from the perspective of numerous of his victims, and the spider really shows his fangs during these scenes. Now I did enjoy reading his portrayal by Josh Reynolds a lot more, as his more mellowed out, more mature character was a lot more likable, but considering the first novel of that trilogy is almost entirely spent on Fabius showing regret and disgust for his past actions, it makes sense that he is such a beast in this novel. The Shattered Legion sections too were very fun. Here I cannot say much because of spoiler reasons, but trust me when I say that you will love this novel if you like the Raven Guard or the Iron Hands. The Salamander is a bit less important, but considering the quality of the other Salamander's novels, you really should take what you can if you like the Drakey boys. That being said, I do feel like the Shattered Legion acts sometimes distract or even invalidate the main storyline. They are portrayed in such a competent, badass manner that they make the traitors look like clowns at times. It is not as if the entire novel feels this way, but I do get the idea McNeill enjoyed his Your guys a lot more than the actual traitor legions. The plot itself is a bit of a mixed bag. There were events that affect the character progressions of the main characters, and those were handled pretty well. But the actual Angel Exterminatus part was already a bit vague at the start of the book and only got stupider as the story went on. Especially when the Third Legion started to get more heavily involved, it really went off the rails. The final thing I did really like was the ending, but yeah, spoiler reasons prevent me from telling you why. The middle part may drag a bit and you may feel like some parts don't go anywhere, but trust me when I say the ending has a lot of really cool payoffs. So altogether, Angel Exterminatus gets 4 to 5 Warpsmiths. The book has some great character arcs involving many of the Iron Warriors that will play a role in McNeill's later 40k works. It portrays Perturabo in an interesting way that neither justifies his actions nor turns him into a villain. We get to see Fabius be a monster, and there were a lot of very badass and humorous scenes involving the Shattered Legionaries. Yet the absolute joke that is Fulgrim and the dragging yet vague Angel Exterminatus plot prevent me from giving it a perfect rating. Still, it's a hard recommendation for Iron Warriors, Raven Guard and Ironhand fans.
You've reached the end of this Vox message. If this sparked your pleasure centers, make sure to anoint the subscribe button. Thank you for visiting Bathelloren. May the Omnissiah be with you.